Hello, everyone. We've got some breaking news. This is completely separate of the normal podcast episode. I was scrolling through TikTok and I found our guest who's going to let us know what's going on in the world of the New Jersey gubernatorial race. For those of you that don't know, there's a gubernatorial race going on in Jersey. I know Jersey, where is that? One of the people running for governor under the Democratic ticket, Mikie Sherrill, had something absolutely wretched happened to her today, and we had to talk about it. And when I contacted our guest, she said, let's get on, let's do this. So we're going to talk about it. Her name is Casey in New Jersey.
That's
and
me.
Thank you for being here and letting us know what's going on. So if you want to give everyone a quick update just on how this all started.
Okay, so it has been a crazy day to be engaged in New Jersey politics. We started the morning with a tweet from fearless leader Donald Trump endorsing Jack Ciattarelli, who is the MAGA Republican candidate. Right. And later on throughout the day, news broke that Mikie Sherrill's Navy records, among many other things, had been leaked.
A full-out dox. She basically has been doxed.
I mean, I've got the full story for you if you want to hear a little bit of some Sopranos action.
Yeah.
In my opinion, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, this is all alleged. This is all just my opinion of what I perceive to be going on in the New Jersey governor's race, which is something that I really strongly believe the entire nation should be watching. Not only is it entertaining, as New Jersey typically is, but I mean, today just solidified that no state is safe, right? So Mikie Sherrill is a former Navy lieutenant, helicopter pilot. She's a sitting Congresswoman currently and is running her campaign to be governor of New Jersey as a Democrat. Her opponent, Jack Ciattarelli, who this is his third time running.
Really?
It is. He is, I mean, I could go on for fucking hours.
Trump loves people that never give up, so.
Yeah, you know what? He's resilient. He's cockroach-like. Yeah. So, obviously, like any good story out of New Jersey, there's a group of guys, right? So, next to Jack Ciattarelli, we have Nick DeGregorio, okay? He ran for office in 2022. He's one of Jack's top donors. He was on the short list for Jack's lieutenant governor. So he acts alongside of Chris Russell, who the New York Times has called Jack's chief strategist. He filed a FOIA request for Mikie's military records, okay? First time, nothing came back because he spelled her name wrong. Okay? June rolls around, and DeGregorio receives these files. They're completely unredacted. They include sensitive personal data like her social security number on almost every page, her home addresses, hers and her parents', her life insurance information, her performance evaluations, her non-disclosure agreements, just an absolutely insane and egregious oversight that I don't believe.
No,
it wasn't oversight at all.
I do want to point out, so this is all information from the National Archives.
Right, which had, back in February, a huge shakeup.
And can anyone who's listening guess who is in charge of the National Archives right now? Your favorite Secretary of State and mine, Marco Rubio.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah. So that does not make it seem much better.
I mean, it's sus. So what they're looking for, right, when they're filing this FOIA is evidence, because God forbid this woman who has dedicated her life to public service actually be a lieutenant in the Navy. They're like, there's got to be something. There's got to be something. So what they're looking for is back in 1994, when Mikie graduated from the Naval Academy, she was unable to walk at her graduation because there was a cheating scandal on an exam. Mikie did not cheat on the exam, but she did not rat out her classmates.
Right.
So, as punishment, she was unable to walk at that graduation. She still served, became a fucking helicopter pilot, and was a lieutenant in the Navy, and is now serving as a congresswoman. Like, it pisses me off just from the lens of, like, attacking this public servant, attacking this veteran, right?
Yeah.
This woman who, God forbid that she actually be and have the accreditations that she does have, right? And really, it's just blown up in their face because They didn't find the get that they thought they had. I mean, if you go through Republican New Jersey Twitter, they really think they're eaten up with this one.
Of course they do.
It's fucking ridiculous. But really, what it actually is telling people that still have functioning brains is if you are running a campaign that has momentum against the Trump administration, there is nothing that they won't do to silence and stop you.
Yeah, it's really frightening because I watched her debate and she destroyed him.
Thank you for saying that, because there are a lot of people that are like, I don't know. And I listen, just a quick anecdote. I was not a Mikie Sherrill fan for a while. Back in our primaries, I was supporting the mayor of Newark, Ross Baraka, who was infamously detained at an ICE facility. That was my guy. But I have come around to Mikie so much over the last several months, and watching her in that debate, I was like, I could have wept tears of pride. I think we have an issue right now where people are really expecting our politicians to also be these mega presences and have these big personalities, right? Because I mean, look at the guy in charge.
Right. They want everyone to be a TV personality.
King. It's like, no, this is, I mean, listen, do I wish sometimes that she would call him a fucker? Yeah, but that's not who she is. And who she is a serious person and a really great candidate for the governor of New Jersey. This is the statement from Mikie. The Trump administration blatantly violated federal law by releasing Mikie Sherrill's unredacted personal military records to an agent of the Schiaparelli campaign, which were then distributed and weaponized by Jack Schiaparelli. This is a breathtaking, disturbing leak that must be thoroughly investigated. Once again, the Trump administration is targeting political opponents with an absolute disregard for the law, this time in concert with the Schiaparelli campaign. We are calling on Jack Schiaparelli and the Trump administration to immediately stop illegally distributing Mikie Sherrill's military files with protected personal information like her social security number, and we will explore appropriate legal action. This disrespects the service of all military veterans, jeopardizes the safety of their records, and shows that Jack Schiaparelli will say or do anything to get elected, no matter the dishonor he brings upon himself. And that should frighten everyone.
Couldn't agree more.
Can you believe we're having this conversation?
No. And yet, yes.
Yes.
Because I have been around the last 8 months of this administration. So it is actually quite fitting that this happened only a few days after a blatant First Amendment violation with Jimmy Kimmel. So, you know, New Jersey has had a colorful past when it's come to corruption. And when I was originally talking about this, I compared what happened to Sopranos.
I've been drawing those parallels myself over the last several months.
For those of you listening, you need to understand how dangerous this is, especially if this administration can get away with this without any consequences. Again, it's not that this is the first time they've ever done something like this. The part of the problem that we are seeing is this administration continually does things that not only are unethical, but are illegal, and no one, not Congress, not anybody that has the authority to hold him accountable, is doing anything. And the fact is he is the president of the United States. Marco Rubio is the Secretary of State and the archivist and is technically over all of this. And people need to start being held accountable for not just this illegal act, but this dangerous act, because now...
I mean, this is a woman who has 4 children.
Yes. And
it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. There is no low that is low enough for them. Yeah. They will pull the bar down. And again, like, I just want to reiterate that I understand, like, no one gives a shit about New Jersey, but I need them to right now. We need the national spotlight right now, just the same way that people rallied for Kimmel, because it won't be long before your state has a gubernatorial election. And there is a MAGA sleazeball who's running against a serious candidate. Whether you wish that I could go on. I wish that I wasn't endorsing, an establishment. This happens to establishment Democrats who are the new fucking Republicans anyway. Yeah. It's anyone who doesn't bend the knee to Trump is fucked.
Yeah.
And it will be you next. It will be you next.
We need to understand that this is in a time of constant political violence. Like, we're not, forget the one that everyone is talking about. We've got political violence that just has been almost nonstop for the last far too many years, and it's only getting worse. And something like this has opened a massive door. So again, regardless of whether you like Mikie Sherrill as your candidate, as a person, whatever, this is unethical. This is illegal. This is dangerous. This is mafia tactics.
Fascism.
This shows a administration that is unqualified and incompetent and dangerous.
And they will do whatever they have to do to make sure that every single state falls in line. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
So if you're watching this, you need to call your congressman.
Absolutely.
Because this kind of stuff is unacceptable in a country. Again, we've got doxing happening like we're eating friggin' Cheez-Its going on in this country.
It's out of control. Out of control.
And we need to, at some point, say enough is enough. And having someone's social security number, addresses, military records, family's information getting sent to their opponent just so they can win a race is one of the most dangerous precedents that we can allow if we let this go without some sort of
Absolutely.
pushback.
It brings an interesting question, at least to me, to mind, that if it is so easy for a mistake, I'm putting air quotes for those who aren't viewing, like this kind of data leak, quote, to happen, where the fuck are the Epstein files? Why are they so hard to release and redact?
Well, at least we got another congressman from Arizona who brings that number up to the point where at least I think we can force a vote on that one. So
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you're feeling called to action, you can go to Mikie Sherrill for Governor's website. You can phone bank for us. You can text for us, for her campaign, I should say. I'm just an engaged citizen volunteering my time and energy.
An angry citizen.
Yeah, pissed as fuck.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you live in New Jersey, you know a guy like Jack. And you either love him or know that there is no chance in hell you want him as your governor.
And I can say, as someone who's never actually heard his last name pronounced out loud, that is the worst last name.
I think that I might be saying it wrong. It's like Chiatarelli, but it rolls off the tongue, Chiatarelli.
I know, but that's not what I heard. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. It's if the shoe fits.
Yeah. Yeah. There's days I feel bad about being this petty, but then I remember the fact that they just doxed a sitting congresswoman because she's winning.
With 4 children.
Yeah.
It's also just like the ugliness, and this isn't new.
No.
But the ugliness of these campaigns, when you stop to think about the fact that like this is a public servant who has 4 children, who, I know anytime I open up YouTube, I'm seeing their mom get ripped apart.
Mm-hmm.
And you just wonder what that does to a kid. And what that does to a person. And then this on top of it, it's just, again, the bar just gets lower and lower.
Yeah. Yeah, it's frightening. I just want to put it back out there again. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is not only dangerous for New Jersey. This is one of many examples of how this administration will say whatever it can to stay in power, and they don't care who they walk over to get there. So,
and again, this is like a canary in the coal mine. I don't know if that really even works anymore.
Yeah.
But
some days again, I feel like the canary is already dead.
Right. I see so much discourse around like the midterms. And I just really, really want to emphasize New Jersey has a governor's race in 40 days.
Yep.
And
New Jersey and Virginia.
And Virginia, yes. And both of these deserve the national spotlight.
Yeah.
Because they are a glimpse into what will happen in your state when it's time for you to elect a new governor.
Yeah. And depending on, I mean, polls are polls. Who knows how much you can trust them? But at least one poll has come out and shown it very close. So regardless, this is bad.
It was actually interesting, the timing of all of this, considering how close the polls really are. I think what we're seeing here is a very scared MAGA candidate.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got, I don't know if you're familiar with Scott Presler, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's tweeting, I am asking every conservative influencer in America to come to New Jersey. You have all been blessed with huge platforms. Please use your reach to bring attention to Jack Sherrill for governor this November. Meanwhile, a couple weeks ago, he had a meltdown, like filming himself, like, I told you guys that you're gonna lose New Jersey. Like, it's the drama of it all. I'm like, I mean, we're all going insane, but if you are interested in engaging politics, keep your eyes on the New Jersey governor's race, not just because it's interesting, but because we need national attention so that things like this don't fucking fly.
Yeah. So call your representatives, write your representatives.
Yes, Hakeem Jeffries is already on the beat. He is like, we're filing. Yeah.
Again.
But also, yes, put pressure on your...
Let them know that this kind of stuff is not acceptable in American society. It's not, has nothing to do with Mikie Sherrill specifically. Yes, this affects her, and we wouldn't want anything to happen to her, and we don't want anyone putting their thumb on a political race. But this is this is something dangerous nationwide for the future of this country. If we allow something like this to go without any accountability, it will continue and it will get worse. And you don't want to see a country where mafia tactics are a regular thing in every single state.
I think bringing it back to the Jimmy Kimmel of it all, Jack Sherrill and all of these MAGA candidates that will do the same thing in your state when it's your turn, right? They have the backing of the most powerful federal government in the world. But we can have the people speak out and make change. We watched this happen over the course of just a couple days with Jimmy Kimmel. If we can get that kind of attention on things like this happening in state elections, we can prevent them from happening in your state when it's your turn.
Yeah.
But we have to come together as a nation. I mean, it's hard to say across party lines at this point but if you give a shit about democracy, you need to give a shit about New Jersey right now.
I mean, we had Ted Cruz speak in support of Jimmy Kimmel coming back on. So if that can happen, literally anything can happen.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Basically, what I want everyone to do is call your congressman, share this video with anyone and everyone. Let's make this a nationwide thing, because again, if this can happen here, if this is allowed, there is no stopping it from happening in other states. And we cannot
if they win, they will just do this over and over again.
Exactly.
This will just be how governors' elections goes.
Governors, congressmen, senators, presidents.
Any public servant, any veteran. I mean, your data is not secure. If you are in opposition of the federal government, you should be worried.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Casey, thanks for coming on here and letting us know. For everyone who's just interested, I literally only met Casey 3 hours ago. This was a very fast turnaround, and obviously this was amazing to have you on here and talk about it. I wish we met under different circumstances, but we'll definitely keep up with New Jersey.
We'll be in touch for sure.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, everyone. Again, share this, like this, push this video out to everyone you know, because we cannot let this stay in New Jersey.
Like, let's set the example. This shit doesn't fly here.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time. Share this now. Go.